guys, it's Brie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another reaction video. So this video is called Lin-Manuel Miranda responds to the huge outrage over Hamilton. So I've seen Hamilton before. I saw Hamilton years ago. My teacher had it on a recording and she had us watch it for AP US history, and I loved it. I didn't really get to fully enjoy it the first time just because I was going through a lot mentally at that time, so I couldn't really get into it like everybody else was. But you know, I really enjoyed Hamilton. I have my favorite songs, you know, from there. And recently Hamilton was released on Disney Plus, so now people can stream Hamilton on Disney Plus, and many people were happy about it. A lot of Hamilton fans were happy about it. And people who weren't into Hamilton were able to watch it. That had always wanted to watch it or had heard of it but had no idea what Hamilton was. And I know for the most part it was mostly like people in their 20s and up that were kind of into watching Hamilton. I don't think a lot of kids were into watching Hamilton. At least from not from what I've heard. But as you know, in this political climate that we're in, people are now starting to go back in their history books, and you know, a lot of them I feel like are taking a bit of a personal approach when it comes to Hamilton. And because Hamilton was, you know, he was present during a time where slavery was happening, and you know, all the characters, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, like, people are kind of taking it more so as like, I'm not gonna put my time and energy into something that glorifies a time when slavery was happening, and I'm not gonna give my praise to these people. But I think it's more so just appreciating the art of the musical, and not necessarily, I don't think the goal of Hamilton is to make you love Hamilton at the end or make you love these historic figures. I think it's just like, not just a musical, but you also have to look at it too, like, look at who's playing these characters. Like, we have, like, they have a super diverse cast, so I don't think that their intention was to glorify this time period. I think that, you know, like, I just think that there's a beauty in what Lin-Manuel Miranda has been able to do. And I've also been seeing him get hate too, just in general, like people saying like, oh, he's not even attractive enough to be Hamilton. I'm like, people are just finding reasons to be upset. And yeah, so I don't really, but anyway, let's see what the outrage is about and what he had to say about it, because
in 2015, it was an instant sensation and amassed legions of fans obsessed with the hip-hop musical about the trials and achievements of Alexander Hamilton. Now that the show is on Disney Plus and more people are considering the tale, Lin-Manuel Miranda is facing criticism about the portrayal of slavery in the production. In July of 2020, Disney Plus released a filmed version of the staged musical, bringing the show to millions of new fans. But a lot has changed in the world since Hamilton was first released, and some people are seeing certain aspects of the show in a different light, especially considering the heightened conversations around the Black Lives Matter movement. Miranda seems to be taking the heat in stride and has acknowledged the attention. In fact, he seems to consider some of the criticisms to be valid. When the show debuted in 2015, Ben Brantley of the New York Times lauded the play for its diversity and repositioning of American history. And in a July 2020 piece in The New Yorker, critic Lauren Michelle Jackson praised Hamilton's multicultural patriotism. For a while, it seemed as though everyone loved it.
And it was simply, as I tell everybody, the best piece of art in any form that I have ever seen in my life.
Hamilton went on to win a Pulitzer Prize for Drama and 11 Tony Awards, and has garnered more than $1 billion in profits from ticket sales, recordings, and merchandise. Broadcasting the production on Disney Plus during the COVID-19 pandemic seemed like a no-brainer. While Broadway and other live theater venues were shut down, Disney would bring one of the most popular shows of all time to fans everywhere. However, the cultural climate of 2020 has some people wondering if maybe Hamilton wasn't all that radical after all, and perhaps doesn't measure up to the hype. The criticism of Hamilton comes at a time when many communities are rethinking their monuments and heroes. Miranda's musical positions Alexander Hamilton as an immigrant who did what he had to do, but the show tends to gloss over the actual matter of slavery. Although Hamilton opposed slavery, his feelings on equality were lukewarm at best, writing, "Black people's natural faculties are probably as good as white people's." That didn't stop him from marrying into a family of slave owners or compromising his beliefs in the name of property rights. Some critics of the musical believe that the ambivalence towards slavery portrayed in the musical is enough to dismiss the show altogether, leading to the hashtag #CancelHamilton. Hamilton opposed slavery. His feelings on equality were lukewarm at best, writing, "Black people's natural faculties are probably as good as white people's."
I thought Lin-Manuel.
That didn't stop him from marrying into a family of slave owners or compromising his beliefs in the name of property rights. Some critics of the musical believe that the ambivalence towards slavery portrayed in the musical is enough to dismiss the show altogether, leading to the hashtag #CancelHamilton. Others feel that the musical shouldn't necessarily be cancelled, but that a conversation about it needs to take place. Tracy Clayton, a writer and the host of the Strong Black Leads podcast, tweeted in part, "Hamilton the play and the movie were given to us in two different worlds, and our willingness to interrogate things in this way feels like a clear sign of change. I totally get the frustration about it being a play about slaveholders that is not about slavery. I felt that in lots of things I watch, but I flex the same muscle I use when I listen to hip-hop as a Black woman. We enjoy problematic things all the time." Clayton went on to reference the removal of statues of slave owners and white supremacists across the country, tweeting in part, "After reading the critiques, I would have appreciated more context about Hamilton and slavery, but to lump it in with statues of Columbus and Robert E. Lee denies this conversation the nuance it deserves, and we're capable of giving it that." Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda seems ready to listen to those conversations too. He responded to Clayton's thread of tweets about his show with an open mind, writing, "Appreciate you so much. All the criticisms are valid. The sheer tonnage of complexities and failings of these people I couldn't get, or wrestled with but cut. I took 6 years and fit as much as I could in a 2.5-hour musical. Did my best. It's all fair game." With the musical now widely available to watch, it's up to viewers to decide for themselves.
Yeah.
Check out one of our newest videos.
This is what I've been saying about cancel culture this entire time, that you have to make that decision for yourself. Like, you can't, all this trying to cancel stuff, like, if you don't want to support something, then just don't support it. Like, Hamilton doesn't need to be canceled. Like, at the end of the day, yes, we know that these people, these historic figures, owned slaves, and yeah, it would have been great if they would have addressed that, but I don't think that that was the goal of the musical, and I just think that people need to relax. Like, cause I'm not dismissing that viewpoint. Like, I do understand why people wouldn't want to support Hamilton, but then just don't support it. Even if you have Disney Plus, just don't. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to, like, because, like, there's plenty of Black people who enjoy Hamilton. There's Black people in the Hamilton the musical. So I feel like the whole goal of Hamilton was not only to share the story of Hamilton, but to also kind of restructure it in a way that, you know, like, how cool is it that you have Black people and Asian people playing, you know, white historic figures? Like, it's kind of like, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't think, you know, like, I don't know what people are getting at. Like, are they trying to say that Hamilton is racist because, or Hamilton the musical is racist or has racism in it? Because I just don't, like, it's not. Anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts on the outrage, and yeah, make sure you guys give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.